3,000 Stitches by Sudha Murthy. We set up the Infosys Foundation in 1996. Unfortunately, I knew precious little of how things worked in a non-profit organization. I knew more about software, management, programming, and tackling software bugs. Examinations, mark sheets, and deadlines occupied most of my days. The concept behind the foundation was that it must make a difference to the common man. Bahujan Hitai, Bahujan Sukhai. It must provide compassionate aid regardless of caste, creed, language, or religion. As we pondered over the issues before us, malnutrition, education, rural development, self-sufficiency, access to medicine, cultural activities, and the revival of the arts, among others, there was one issue that occupied my uppermost thoughts. The Devdasi tradition that was pervasive throughout India. The word Devdasi means servant of the Lord. Traditionally, Devdasis were musicians and dancers who practiced their craft in temples to please the gods. They had a high status in society. We can see the evidence of it in the caves of Badami, as well as in stories like that of the Devdasi Vinapodi, who was very dear to the ruling king of the Chalukya dynasty between the 6th and 7th century in northern Karnataka. The king donated enormous sums of money to temples. However, as time went by, the temples were destroyed and the tradition of the Devdasis fell into the wrong hands. Young girls were initially dedicated to the worship and service of a deity or a temple in good faith. But eventually, the word Devdasi became synonymous with sex worker. Some were born into the life, while others were sacrificed to the temples by their parents due to various reasons, or simply because they caught a hair infection like the ringworm of the scalp, assumed to be indicative that the girl was destined to be a Devdasi.